everybody, I'm Martha with SILCA, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Expert. Today we're going to install some Sicuro tie cages onto this bike. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks and just how to make sure your cages are installed properly. So before we get into the installation, I'm just going to run over the features of this cage. Now this is called the Sicuro titanium cage. This one is anodized in aqua. Due to the titanium material, it's going to be ultra light. This one weighs only 30 grams. It also has adjustable slots on the back plate, which means you can mount it high or low on your bike, depending on your priority, whether that's comfort or speed or whatever it is. We also are going to install this cage with the Aqua Ti Bolts. They feature a wider flange, which allows for increased stability. It means you're actually less likely to lose bottles. So for installation, you're going to need a cage or multiple, depending on your bike. You're also going to need bolts. I, again, am using the SILCA tie bolts. And you're also going to need some sort of tool with a compatible bit for your bolts. I'm going to use the SILCA mini ratchet. And for this bolt, you'll need a T25 bit. So let's get started with the install. So I'm going to start out with one cage and two bolts, obviously, and I'm going to install the first one on my seat tube. Now I'm going to put the cage on, and I'm going to put the bolts in, starting from the first top hole to the bottom hole, and I'm going to put them in just finger tight. So putting it in the top hole first just ensures that your cage isn't swinging around when you're trying to install the other bolt. Okay, and you don't want to tighten it down all the way. This is just so that you can adjust it later after you have the other cage installed. So now we'll put on the second cage that goes on the down tube. And again, we'll start by putting the bolt in the top hole and then do the second one on the bottom. So now that this is finger tight, we can decide where we want the cages to sit. So you can set them higher, like that, or lower. You're just going to set it based on your personal preference. Once you've decided where you want it to be, you'll go in with your tool and you'll tighten it all the way. So in this case, it's about 2 Newton meters, and that'll be tightening it until you start to feel it get tight, and then just a little bit more. So I'll go in with my tool and tighten the bolts. So now that we're done with the install, you may have noticed that there are some markings on your cage. This is because with anodization, if you get the oils from your hands on the cage, it's going to actually alter the look of the color. So that's really easy to clean up, which we're going to do now that we're done with the install. You just grab some isopropyl alcohol, put it on a clean rag, and then you're just going to wipe it down. This is going to remove all of the oil, and it'll flash off really quickly, so your cages are going to look great in no time at all. So now that the cages are all cleaned up, it's time to install our bottles. These cages are actually optimized for the 22-ounce Purist bottle, which I have one here. And you'll see that the fit is really good. It's not going anywhere. I also have a keg here, which I'm going to put on the seat tube for extra storage. So now that our install is complete, we're ready to ride. Thanks for watching another episode of Ask the Expert. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for another video in the comment section below.